like
clearly,
up with his eyes open in the dark.
Like, clearly.
I'm like, oh my God, I'm so
Yeah. You've seen this house, right, Sarah? Like, it looks pretty nice, right?
for sure. There's probably a couch somewhere.
That's what I was going with. I bet you it's a luxurious couch. I bet you I would love to fall asleep.
I am too old to be in the same room while someone else is getting it off. I'm too old for that.
What are they like? Oh, but security's like, oh no, you have to sleep in your bed. It's like, you know what? I'm an adult, and no, this couch is super comfortable.
Or just like, I mean, do they have like hours of the night where they're like lights are off, like it's like summer camp or something? Like, so they can't. So there's nothing stopping him from like going to the kitchen and like, I don't know, like eating the ingredients on like the ketchup bottle and stuff to occupy his time doing like for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, they'll stop him from like leaving certain boundaries or whatever else, but they could go out and work out anytime they want to, and they could definitely go sleep on a couch.
Right.
The weirdo is just sitting there.
Maybe if you get out of bed, you've got to get re-mic'd, and that's a pain.
Oh,
maybe
what would you rather do? Bother production, who's up anyway, up 24/7, to get remiked, or listen to Fessy and German Colleen get busy.
Thinking about what it would sound like.
I'm pretty sure I'd be like, hey, Steve, Troy, Mike, you guys are up back there, right?
Jason?
Yeah. Can I get mic'd up? Because I can't do this. Like, oh no, dude. You have to sit. You signed it that you said you would be. Once you went in bed, you'd stay there. There's no way we're giving you a microphone. You have to listen to it.
I don't care if you got to go to the bathroom.
Yeah. No, you're gonna listen to all of it. Watch it too. Don't blink either. Or else you're gonna automatically be nominated. You have to, because he didn't blink either.
What up, Challenge fans? We are Final Alliance Podcast. We just finished watching episode 4 of the Challenge, season 38, titled "Oh, Living on the Edge."
Mm-hmm. More like, oh, please. Not this again type of thing. Like, oh, please. How do you not see this coming? Oh, please.
It was so kind of planned out that it had me second guessing that other things were going to happen. So then the predictable things happened, and I was shocked.
Yeah, the first
you know
this is a 90-minute episode, and the first hour is definitely like foreshadowing, like right away, and you nailed it right away, and I'm like, yep, and then you have a pretty decent, I'd say better than decent. Decent's not a good word. Better than decent first hour, and then a really, really let down last 30 minutes. Like I thought, we were excited going into this episode when we ended the last podcast. You said, hey, by the previews looks really good.
Yeah. And
I'm not saying that they overhyped it, because they didn't. This was not a good episode.
Really?
It's subpar. Yeah. It was not good at all. It really wasn't. Music wasn't good.
The music
we'll get
was
through
not
the whole
good.
thing.
The music, I honestly just let's talk about the music really quick.
Yeah.
The only notable song that I would include on our now that's what I call challenge music would be Love Shack.
Love Shack, and not the Rough Rider anthem.
Oh,
I thought you really liked that. Yeah.
You're right. I was singing along.
Okay.
And DMX Rough Rider anthem.
Okay.
So those two.
Yeah, I would co-sign that.
Others, I mean, they didn't have me stoked.
But they're definitely, in my opinion, they could be crossed off at any time. Those two that we're keeping from this episode, someone's got to really come knock it off. But I don't think it's one that I'm like, I will argue tooth and nail to keep it there. Just a real like housekeeping thing before we get into this episode.
Okay.
I am a person of habit, routine, if you will, right? Yes. Wake up every morning, count my blessings.
Of course.
And then wake up every morning and count on my agenda, my personal agenda. Like on a Wednesday when we have this, I expect a text between 7 and 8:30 about what time you think is going to happen. I think about these things, right? And that's also like...
And I'm a predictable person. So
but as far as things like, as I go about my daily life of whatever I'm doing, when I am listening to a podcast, we watch this every week. We will say this again. Yes. And by the way, that should be a drinking game. By the way, we watch this together every week.
We do.
For those of you watching on YouTube and listening to this.
Live, and then
we do not get sent a screener.
No. If anybody's got one, from production or whatever that would love to send our little podcast one. We would be super into it. But
So
no,
that
we
being
don't.
said, there is no reason why Bananas had not dropped a podcast since last episode.
Okay, so he is.
I do not care where he's traveling. There is internet all over this world.
That is a good point.
He can zoom in on anyone. He always does.
He
It
could
is a
have
screener.
just had one in the can too.
He could have had one in the can.
I mean, he was there.
This is not an excuse. I'm sorry. There really isn't. When they're sent this, you're right. It could have been like, hey, I'm going to be traveling, whatever else. If all those, everyone else knows me, Bill Simmons, I'm a Mark, the Ringer. I do love you, but they do. Bill is the only one that keeps anything consistent on his podcast network of anything that he does. The rest of them don't. And Bananas has been very inconsistent. And yes, I am complaining about someone not doing a podcast about the challenge, the same thing we do. But like I said, I count my agenda, and there's certain things I'm like, all right, I'm going to work out. And if that's something not there,
I didn't even know that it wasn't there because it got to the point where I was getting ready this evening, and I'm like, oh my God, I didn't listen to Bananas podcast this week, and it might come up in our conversation. I'm like, I'm just going to have to wing it. So, well, that worked out for me that there wasn't anything. He is filming the global challenge right now in South Africa, so that could be a reason. I mean, at least he's gonna be.
You gotta go do that and ruin it? Because that makes sense.
That
because you can't have your phone or computers or anything like that.
But he did.
That's BS. So why would? Yeah.
Hypothesis is when they were filming this season, this current season 38, he interviewed Anissa and Tori, and it was all out on Twitter who was on.
Yeah, you still could have had him in the can.
And we're not going to talk about it. But he did his interview there from, wherever they filmed, Argentina. And that was, I don't know, months ago. So it's he could have theoretically interviewed somebody who's also there.
I just don't see why the Ringer podcast network would set him up to do this, and then it would just go to because
maybe that's in his contract that hey, if I'm doing something else, if I'm filming, that always takes precedent over. Well,
I'm telling you, they're not doing much to cover. Anyway, we wasted too much time on this. So you made a valid argument. But still, like I said, there are certain things I look forward to, and now I'm just like, nope, don't care. And every time, and there really is only
you do lose momentum when somebody takes a week off. That does.
There are
happen.
two specific podcasts that are on Spotify, and that are not consistent at all, and it drives me nuts. And I do look forward to them, but oh well. All right, sorry to go off on that.
I will say Nelly is an alternate for the global one, and so he's just been out seeing the sites and posting. He has his phone. He's posting it on his story and stuff, going on safaris and stuff like that.
So he's just in case someone has to go home because of COVID or something stupid. Yeah,
injury, whatever, meltdown. Things happen.
I guess it's one way to get.
But yeah, it's
there's no surprise.
It's a free trip.
Yeah. Who knows? He loves love,
and love loves him.
Yeah. All right, let's get into this episode.
This episode starts. I was so freaking excited. I mean, we kind of knew who was coming, but we, didn't. I cheered. Darrell and Shorty V, Queen Veronica, are coming into the game. Yeah, so excited. Love them both. They are OGs. No one can dispute that. They are both multi-champs. So happy to see them.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think anyone's ever really said anything foul about either one of them. That is a challenge fan. How's that? I'm sure there's people that have gone against him, competitors-wise, have said it. But I mean, Beth or whatever. I'm just saying, I don't really think they came out and everyone's like, no, those people. So yeah, I was happy to see them. Yeah, and then it cuts to Nani saying oh, good to see him. And that's when you drop. You're like, oh boy.
They've been, we've been here 3 weeks now. They don't have as many relationships built. And I'm thinking, oh no, they're going to be called in for elimination. Yeah. And I instantly just got so mad. I'm like, no, please. I can't do it. Because I mean, I like Veronica. I love Darrell. I was so nervous that it was going to be a one and done for them.
Yeah.
Tommy, Annalise, Horacio, Olivia, Tommy and Annalise are trying to apologize to him. They're both talking at the same time. Because they're so nervously apologizing. And Olivia just says look, we don't trust you anymore. You're floaters. You're both going to continue to get called in.
Yeah.
Which I love that. I'm she instantly became baller. Love it.
Yeah.
Horacio and Laurel are all cuddly and hugging. And they're just, I don't know, kind of talking about the game, I think, but I was very distracted by what was in the right-hand corner.
Yeah.
One of the beds had a pillow of a man,
Yeah.
and I couldn't tell who it was. So if you guys know who the man in that pillow is, it was too far away.
Well, then we figured
like
out
it was Jack's bed.
We believe it's Jack's bed, but the worst part about the next scene when Laurel's saying like our beds are kind of like right here, and I see him, and they're both on the top bunk, so they're not right next to each other. Their bunk beds are next to each other, but they're both on the top. And then you see like I'm like, oh, I think that's Jack there, and you're like, yeah, I think it is too. And he's got a shirt who's got a person's face on it, but that face is blurred out. But the pillow isn't. So I don't know if it's an artist, if it was like I don't know. I mean, I have a shirt that says Selena. Maybe it was Selena, and she's blurred out because you can't promote certain artists. I mean, MTV, you have you can promote whoever you want because you're music television. That's the shocker, I know. But yeah, that the pillow wasn't blurred out, but whatever.
Very curious about this pillow.
Yeah.
You know, Amber's working with the rookies. Okay, cool.
Oh,
Ellie's working with everybody.
Amber was at the very beginning. She made a comment, and then she talked about she was the.
Oh yeah, because she had been partners with Darrell, which I was like,
Yeah,
oh, this could be good for Amber. I'm like, we're gonna see her more.
And then she's on the bottom of. She says she's in the bottom again of all the veterans. I mean, how many times does she bring this stuff up?
Right.
That she is, and then when she's on the camera, and then she's gone for the rest of the episode. Yeah. Her and Chauncey are except for Chauncey talking about fear of heights or whatever.
Right.
But other than that, they're just gone again. Just gone.
It's the Homer into the.
Put them in next week. Jeez.
We've got a bunch of hooking up. They play Love Shack. We've got well, first of all, there was a bonfire. There's lots of them around the bonfire, and you know, Jack is like, tell what you're thankful for, and they're all like, you see him drinking wine and things like that. When we see Fessy pulling Colleen over his shoulder into the bed.
Well, yeah,
she's like obviously like tipsy. And then they get in bed together.
Fessy, you don't drink wine out of a bourbon glass and also hold the bottle of white wine at the same time. Like, it's going to get warm. You're by a fire, too. Like, this guy, it's like he's like, it's like he almost is like holding, he's holding like a bourbon glass of white wine, which is going to make it warm, and holding the bottle, which is making it warm. Like, his hands are turtlenecks made for his drinking things, too. Like, I just don't. And he's just, I just like her. I don't know. Love just hits me across the face, and but I'm trying to be smart because I've been too challenged. But yeah. Anyway, and Kim,
I'm gonna give him a pass on the weird way he was drinking. I mean, there's a lot we can make fun of him for. I can give him a pass on that.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, just pointing it out. These are things that I noticed with him else. But yeah, you mentioned that he's got her over his shoulder, you know. And Kim being the good teammate, he's like, I don't see anything, I don't hear anything, and
then they show him like
clearly
up with his eyes open in bed in the dark.
Like clearly,
I'm like, oh my god, I'm so uncomfortable.
Yeah, you've seen this house, right, Sarah? Like, it looks pretty nice, right?
For sure. It's probably a couch somewhere.
That's what I was going with. I bet you it's a luxurious couch. I bet you I would love to fall asleep.
I am too old to be in the same room while someone else is getting it on. I'm too old for that.
What are they like? Oh, but security's like, oh no, you have to sleep in your bed. It's like, you know what? I'm an adult, and no, this couch is super comfortable.
Or just like, I mean, do they have like hours of the night where they're like, lights are off, like it's like summer camp or something? Like, so they can't. So there's nothing stopping him from like going to the kitchen and like, I don't know, like reading the ingredients on like the ketchup bottle and stuff to occupy his time doing like for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, they'll stop him from like leaving certain boundaries or whatever else, but they could go out and work out anytime they want to, and they could definitely go sleep on a couch.
Right.
The weirdo is just sitting there.
Maybe if you get out of bed, you've got to get re-mic'd, and that's a pain.
Oh, maybe. What would you rather do? Bother production, who's up anyway, up 24/7, to get remiked, or listen to Fessy and German Colleen get busy.
Thinking about what it would sound like.
I'm pretty sure I'd be like, "Hey, Steve, Troy, Mike, you guys are up back there, right?
Jason,
yeah. Can I get mic'd up because I can't do this? Like, oh no, dude! You have to sit. You signed it that you said you would be. Once you went in bed, you'd stay there. There's no way we're giving you a microphone. You have to listen to it.
I don't care if you got to go to the bathroom.
Yeah. No, you're gonna listen to all of it and watch it too. Don't blink either. or else you're gonna automatically be nominated. You have to, because he didn't blink either. Gosh, it was so strange. Anyway, there's more hooking up, and then you were really shocked about Jordan and Tori.
Yeah, they got in bed together. Don't know. No word on.
That train wasn't stopping.
I just, I'd heard that maybe that was going to happen. I didn't expect this quickly, but hey, whatever, And then obviously Olivia and Nellie.
Yeah.
Which she is so pretty.
Yeah, she is. And I like what she brings to the challenge.
Specifically last week when she was in the hall brawl and she was really focusing and she was looking straight ahead and the camera was right at her. She just had this very focused look, and it was just striking.
She wears deceiving tops. I will tell you that. Not that it's a big deal. I mean, that people will say whatever else. Oh, you're a boob guy, a butt guy. I'm not, whatever. But sometimes she wears tops that make her top half of her body look really big, and other times doesn't, and they're deceiving. But no, I do think she is. Here's a couple. I do agree with what you're saying. There's the visual of whatever else, really good. But she does have a personality. She's smart and she's competitive, and her personality is coming out, and that's really what the challenge wants.
Yes,
and that also can make anyone who you might think is not attractive very attractive, and that will draw me more to a person too.
She's fun. She's a good competitor. Good to look at.
Yeah.
And, they were alternates. It was amazing.
That's the crazy thing. For her, by the way, this challenge, this type of game or whatever else, she is moth to a flame. It just works out for her.
Yes.
She understands it real quick. And spoiler, she will be nominated to win this episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nominated,
I said though.
Not my nominee, but Nellie and Jay. Nellie says, he needs to win, but do you want to win? You don't want to play the middle. Foreshadowing.
That was just a really staged conversation. It really was, because go back, if you watch this, go back
and he uses the Spider-Man quote for the first time.
Oh yeah. And Klinger can do the thing, but the go back and editing. But it's like Jay just says over and over again, 100%, 100%. That was a staged conversation to be like, hey man, what would you do in this? What would you, and he has to go through it. That was production's like, you got to talk about what's going on. 100%, 100%. Yeah.
Rough Riders play.
There you go.
Get me stoked for the challenge. It is called Hold On For Me, or 300 feet in the air. So right away, we're all thinking about Darrell. Darrell's first day.
Yeah.
It's a heights challenge. Heights have been his Achilles heel for years.
Yeah.
So I am just more nervous. My nerves that I'd already had are more, because I'm thinking, oh crap, there's no chance they're going to win this. And this is just going to be all bad. They have to, so one partner is hanging on to a bar. The other partner is on a platform. The one that is holding on holds as long as they can. Then they communicate to their partner that it's time, they're about ready to let go. Partner runs, jumps into their, hopefully, arms. As they are,
the momentum
is taking them back, and they're falling. They have to turn around and grab a flag. And then it's whichever team does it with the longest time, because it's the longest person to stay up. This was difficult.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool, but it was hard.
Yeah. And we always talk about this. I right away was like, I would love to do this challenge.
Yeah. I think it would be fun.
I would get done right away and be like, okay, now I want to go the other way. I want to try it the other way. Like, it would never be like, okay, get me down. I was terrified. I would have been, now holding on. I don't know. I would like to know, just give me one about the average time that the person held on for.
Yeah, I wish that we didn't know that.
I'd like to know that, because this is what you do as a challenge fan. You watch and go, I could do that. But then if they're like
4 minutes, 5 minutes,
and then you're like,
oh,
geez, hold on a second. Yeah, I couldn't do that. So that's about it. I mean,
30 seconds. Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah, definitely. So that's what I just wish it was like the average time, or just like the first one that went out there.
Yes,
time just kind of like the Anissa and Jordan. Let's just say the first one to grab the flag. Then you're like, this is how long she hung for. This is the time to beat.
And then you
I would
see
like
the
to see
other
the time
person.
to beat. You know,
Yes.
you don't really always have to give us
Yes.
every episode like 3 people got it, but only one had the fastest time. I understand how the lines work,
Right.
TJ, in production. Like so, and I know TJ doesn't write them, but production's like, you know, because we can sit there and be like, I could do it, but I'd like to be proven wrong outside of just me like going to my basement and hanging on to a bar, you know?
Right.
I just be like, oh no, I don't even want to attempt to do it for 7.5
Right.
minutes, you know?
Yeah.
So
That's a good point. That's a good point.
I
Yeah.
did like it. Great challenge.
Yes. And I like that there was more to it than just the heights portion of it. You know, I feel like that's what, like if I was the runner and the jumper, I think I would like, because you're not thinking about the heights at that point, I don't think.
Yeah.
If you're sitting there, you have to just close your eyes and hold. I feel like you're thinking about the heights.
I don't know.
Do you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
But yeah, this kind of stuff on top of buildings is always so freaking cool to me.
Yeah.
Love it. Heat 1. Nobody gets it. Poor Veronica. So it's Jack and Laurel, Kenny and Casey, Darrell and Veronica. Veronica, you know, she's short, doesn't have a great jump. I'm so proud of Darrell. He does it. She nearly takes his shoe off. That's how low she jumped. But I was so happy that Darrell did it.
He doesn't like heights and I don't like jumping. You don't like jumping? Get out of here. Like, what do you mean you don't like jumping? That's just like, you're like, oh yeah, this is a fun verb to throw in. Like, no. All right. But then she does say, like, I told you I don't like jumping. Like, okay, obviously. You were right. I shouldn't have questioned you. I saw it with my own 2 eyes that you can't
some
jump.
women like that have had children, they don't like jumping, you know, for that kind of reasons, because then they have to like go potty when they jump.
You know, like jumping on the bed or whatever. Yeah.
Like jumping jacks can't do because then like they have to go potty.
No, that's not.
But that's not, I mean, that's not her situation. But maybe she just meant that she can't jump high or far.
She doesn't like to jump far. Maybe that's it, yeah. Well, then guess what? She proved it. Yeah. She's not good at it.
Heat 2, Jay and Michelle, Chauncey and Amber, Bananas and Nani. Nani takes a great jump, just they don't get it.
Mm-mm.
Chauncey and Amber are very close.
Yeah.
Very close. And I thought that they were going to get it for a second. Jay and Michelle he let go slightly too early.
Yeah. I think that was the majority of the thing. It was a letting go too early type of timing.
Right. Oh, absolutely. And, you know, Chauncey, our guy, he made a really good point. He's like, you know, he doesn't like heights. And he's like, you know, a lot of things are going through my mind right now. One being, why isn't there a net?
Great question.
I thought
really
so
was a
too.
good question.
I'm like, yeah, net would probably be a really good idea. Yeah.
That was a great question.
That is a good
outside of the camera angle for aesthetics down there. Yeah.
Saver situation.
Yeah, I was with them on that. I'm like, that is a great question and concern. But yeah.
Yeah, I concur. Chauncey, I would like, you know, you got that one. Heat 3, Bessie and Mariah, Anissa and Jordan, Devin and Tori. Now, this is where we start switching. So before at this point, the men had been holding on and the women were running. Anissa and Jordan switched it up, and so did Devin and Tori.
But Nerys has said
Nerys had said they wanted to switch it up.
We're not going to tell anyone. So, and then now we're starting to see that what was in her mind is coming to fruition with the groups.
Yes. Bessie and Mariah, she gets it, and he has a swing and a miss. He could have gotten it. It was just literally a swing and a miss.
Yep.
Which we both like cackled. It was great.
Yeah.
Tori and Devin did a stutter step.
That was the worst.
It just,
if anyone wants to take anything back, because I know Colleen says like, can we do it again? If anyone wanted to take it back, it was Devin. Like, and that's the first thing I said. I'm like, he stutter step, and you're like, yeah, and I was like, that'd be like taking 5 steps between hurdles. Like, you should pace yourself out doing it. And I know it's easier said than done, and
of course,
armchair quarterbacking it, but he really does, and that's just going to kill your momentum no matter what.
And I bet it would be. I bet it was one of those things that like it just happened. He wasn't planning on it. He just
and the timing's off. Maybe their count was off, and he was just like, "Should I slow down? I can't slow down anymore." And it's kind of like what we're going to see when they start swinging.
Yeah,
you know, when Kim and Colleen swing. But the Anissa and Jordan one, that was the key.
Yes, and they got it. Oh, it was gorgeous. And then, okay, so we had seen the person who was holding on,
Uh-huh.
had previously been turning around to try to
Yep.
grab the flag. Now, Jordan was the one that jumped, and he actually managed to reach around
Yeah.
and grab the flag. And I'm like, I looked at you, I'm like, I thought it was supposed to be the person hanging.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know if there was a rule or whatever. And I was actually afraid that maybe they were going to be DQ'd for that.
Okay.
But just more proof that Jordan is just freaking amazing.
Well, really,
That
the
man.
key is this. One, he's a competitor. He's amazing. And the instincts, okay?
Yes,
They didn't do a count.
instincts.
They did not do a count. He said, I looked into her eyes.
Mhm.
I knew when it was time because she just gives a nod.
Mhm.
That's how the timing works for them because he takes off knowing, and then she lets go knowing at the same time he is. Instead of her
brilliant.
going 1, 2, 3, and she lets go, and they're like taking off.
Yeah,
because
because the 1, 2, 3 thing is it, are we going on 3 or are we
Yeah,
going on go?
Exactly. And
Yeah.
it's like, wait, that maybe that's where Devin comes. Wait, we didn't do 3. But she nods, and he's like, that's what I know. They give a look, and he takes off, and so she leaves at the time when his almost liftoff is and gets him there.
Yeah.
They're very good. They did a really great job. And
Mhm.
and that was one that I was like, this is really impressive.
It really
And
was.
yeah, and he also grabbed with one hand too.
Yeah, no
he
kidding.
held on with a hand and grabbed with the other hand. Like that's we don't have to say
freaking
any more about
Spider-Man.
Jordan
It's
about him
amazing.
doing that. Yeah.
Heat 4. Ugh. This is when I'm like, oh, hang on, can we pause? I have to go to the bathroom. And we saw the teams that it was, and I'm like, oh, yeah, this is fine.
Yeah.
Annalise and Tommy and Colleen and Kim. Colleen and Kim had the idea of him lifting his legs up to try to kind of get the momentum going. And I'm like, this could work.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, it could.
But they didn't time it right. So he was
No.
he was
Going
going away when she was running. So it was like,
really
oh.
want to take that force that's coming and then run with it because he was already
Right.
going back. So he had to be
if
at
the
his
timing was right, it could have been great.
he had to be almost close to his apex when she was hitting, so she hit him in the swing back. Yeah,
Mhm.
so
Yeah,
apex going forward. Yeah.
And then, so Annalise runs.
Oh, the God.
Tommy's there, and Tommy puts his arms back like a gymnast presenting after landing.
Yeah,
their
the vault.
Yep. Arms up.
Yeah.
And then he keeps going, almost like he's trying to arms out to fly.
But I think he's naturally a performer, but I think he thinks his arms are going to go back and he's going to find it. But he even drops his hands, and
Oh.
Fessy nails it. Now, if Fessy's critiquing your game, you're in some serious trouble,
dude.
because he's like, I think he thinks he's on a Broadway performance, and he really
Or
did look like it.
Titanic.
Or on the dance floor at the nightclub that they go to, I don't know, or the crowd surfing that was the greatest moment of his life all over again, and he's reliving that.
Or at a certain point, did he just kind of realize it's probably not going to happen this one, so I'm going to make it entertaining?
It's not entertaining.
I mean, it was entertaining. We're talking about it.
Well, we kind of have to, but other than that, it's not like no one's going to be like, oh, on the challenge moments of reunion show, be like, wasn't that so entertaining when you did that?
Touche.
Yeah.
Touche. Heat 5 is Nerissa and Nelly and Horacio and Olivia. They give us our, Nelly, do you think this is going to be your time that you win? And I'm like, oh, please. Oh, please. Oh, please. Oh, please. Oh,
Yeah.
please. Oh, please. And I have a good feeling. I have a
Mhm.
really good feeling. So this is Nerissa's idea for her to be the one holding and Nelly to be the one running. Horacio and Olivia, I thought for sure they'd get it, but it just, I don't know, it just didn't work out. And it was
Mhm.
like, it almost looked like Horacio's arm got caught in
Yeah.
his cord somehow. Like when he was trying to reach, he went through it instead of behind it. I don't
Yeah.
know. So they didn't get it. Nelly and Nerissa get it. We find out they won. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah, after 58
54
challenge.
losses.
54, yeah.
So congratulations, Nelly. We are so happy for you. Love it.
It's been a long time since your boy Nelly got a win. Actually, it's been 54 times. So this is a big deal. I feel like a king. I feel like a god, the president. But I got a lot of decisions to make.
And
Yeah.
with great power
Yeah.
comes great responsibility.
And you know why he's got to do those quotes that people all know, because we saw his toast and it was awful. So that's why we have to regurgitate lines from movies and superheroes.
I mean,
Yeah.
it is a great quote.
Yeah.
But love you, Nelly. That was awesome.
Congratulations.
Tori mentions, she's like, that's, that's impressive. She goes, Not impressive. Important. He needed this.
Yeah. That's yeah.
That was a great
That's
line.
the hammer there. Yeah.
You know, Nellie and Nerys then are at a point where they are not now keep wanting to do the Nellie and
Sure.
TJ
Yeah, you should. Yeah.
They're at the point where they're not really sure who they're going to vote in because now they have this decision to make, and Nellie's not had to make this decision.
Mm-hmm.
So Nellie has so many friends in the house.
Yeah.
Nerys has some. She wants to make a big move. She wants to go after vets. He knows that that's not a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
And those are his friends. Those are his relationships that he's had.
Yeah.
She's like, I want to play my own game. Everybody's tied to Nellie. So they're kind of in a weird position.
Well, yeah, and she's correct, and he's correct too. They really are. He comes across more as like he comes across as better in the relationship in this one, and and when she's like, "Well, I don't talk to them the way they talk to you," and that, and he said, "You don't deserve it yet."
I thought that was impressive.
Yeah, and you could take that as being disrespectful, but he's like, "You don't deserve it yet, but you will. Play the game and figure it out, and that's it." Now, the fact that I remember that is beyond me because that dress was fantastic.
Wasn't it, though?
And I couldn't wait to see them out of the club.
Good.
That dress is unbelievable.
Yes. Her style is fun. I like it.
Yeah, so
she's beautiful.
Yeah, like I said, the fact I remember that
dress,
kudos
concur.
to me. Yeah,
I absolutely concur. Now I'm distracted because I'm thinking about that dress. Something about working with the vets.
Yeah, I mean it's just that, and she doesn't listen. The point is that
I remember.
Yeah, go on.
So he had said, you know, they don't respect you yet because you haven't earned it. But then he does say, you don't have to respect them, but just listen to them.
Yes.
I love how he said that. Sure. I really do, because, you know, that was, you know, caring about her feelings. It wasn't putting her down or anything like that, which that's more growth for Nellie because, you know, back in the day,
very, very Ted Lasso moment of Nellie. Instead of
back in the day, he used to say some things to women that weren't so good, and then he'd later apologize.
Yeah, absolutely.
And now look at him. Like, I'm so proud.
You know, Ted Lasso, don't be judgmental, be curious. And his thing is, you know, you don't have to like them, but you can talk to them. Yep. And you never know. Ask some questions. And that's a really good point by Nellie, and good for him. Yeah.
Yay. Party night. We got Tommy dancing, which made you super excited, and that's
I'm tired of it. I'm just
Well, you don't have to see it anymore. So
yeah, I hope never again. To be honest with you, listen. He's entertaining, Big Brother, but he's not a challenge competitor. He's just not.
No,
he's not.
I concur.
Yeah, great. He dances. Okay, and it's weird. I know you can sit there and be like, "You guys wanted club scenes." Well, I want club scenes where they're actually out and they're doing things. Yeah.
Another like fake.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, they're out, and there's some serious conversations here,
for sure. This is brilliant. I wasn't sure it was going to be brilliant,
but was skeptical the entire time, and I can't believe no one saw this coming. I really don't.
I mean, and everybody fell for it.
It's because no one's giving Nellie any credit at all, and the rookie got credit. The rookies.
Oh, it was so good.
All four got discredited in coming up with this plan.
Nellie is talking to, Nellie and Nerys are both talking to Olivia and Horacio. Nerys is friends with Olivia.
Mm-hmm.
Nellie and Olivia are doing whatever it is they're doing, is I think how they worded it.
Yeah, sure. That's exactly what she said. We are whatever we are. And he was like, all right.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're a rookie team. And he knows that that's not necessarily the best situation for him to save them. But I don't think anybody in the house was expecting him to put them in.
Hey, this is so awesome that you're going to convince yourself to giving Olivia winning this episode. This is all. Keep going. Keep going.
And
keep going.
Olivia suggests.
I'm grinning ear to ear.
Suggests putting her in.
This never works
because they're not afraid to go into the elimination because they've gone in twice. They've won twice. Last elimination, they were like, this is really good for us. Builds up our teamwork, skills. Sure. Love this. Love our team. So she's confident. She's like, yeah, if we go in, we go in. I think this will be good for us because then it'll show that we're not actually in cahoots. She is cahoots, which I love that vocabulary. Good girl. And then Well,
do you also like it when she would shenanigans?
Did she say shenanigans too?
No,
Oh, I just you don't hear cahoots very
No,
often.
you don't.
I
Yeah,
liked
yeah.
it. It's like a good spelling word.
There you go.
The vocabulary word
Yeah.
of the week is cahoots.
Yep.
Then they're like, okay, so we can put in, 2 rookie teams, and then we can put in Veronica and Darrell because they're vets and they've not been there very long.
And they don't have a tie. And that way,
And I can put in a vet team, and I'm not getting blood in my hands because I can just say I don't really have any relationship with them, and they just got here.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kim and Colleen have been in several times, don't really have ties to them.
Yeah.
I mean, and then of course, Tommy and Annalise have become public enemy number 1 because they've proven to be disloyal.
Yeah.
Last week. So, I mean, I did not expect this to work. I thought there's no way it was going to work. But it worked.
Yeah, those of you new to the challenge who are new subscribers,
These plans
thank
never
you,
work.
Thank you very much for subscribing and listening and all that stuff and the likes and the follows. This never works.
Never.
This plan never works. In this situation, it never works. Someone sniffs this out and right away, or someone starts talking. This never works. And they say it over and over again. And this is the foreshadowing. This is a time that producers probably are listening to the show and they're like, we give too much foreshadowing because there is no way all this stuff like it works 100% of the time. This plan is perfect unless it's not perfect. And you're like, oh God, it's not perfect. It's not perfect. It's not going to work.
And what made this so good, sadly, is Nellie's reputation of not being the smartest person when it comes to strategy.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like,
couple things, and I'll tell you,
so
and in his past, he's thought more with his heart. There's times when he threw himself in for Corey. There's times he thought more with his.
He thought Fessy and him were buddies.
But as far as maybe romantic interests is, he's thought more with his private area.
Yes.
And even when Olivia was concocting his plan, you could almost see in his eyes like that small erection growing in his pants. So everyone thinking he's just going to make this. Watch it. Go watch it back.
Well, he even says he's like, so I'm going to get a kiss tonight.
Yeah, watch it. Watch before he even says that. All I thought in my head.
Let's be real here.
Again, we don't say everything that we talk about on this podcast in front of each other on the show.
No.
In my eyes, I'm watching his eyes. I'm like, oh, he's getting an erection in his pants before he says, so I'm still getting a kiss tonight. Yeah.
I mean, that woman, the way she came up with that, and she was so. You're right. I'm selling myself, but I'm not. I'm not. She was so matter of fact and confident. It was attractive. Absolutely. If I was Nellie, I'd be.
I'm not honoring this gift receipt when you try to exchange this thing. Yes, and yes, he was. Yeah, he went 6 to midnight on this. You're absolutely right. Good.
Why did I say noon?
I don't know
because I've never said that before.
Anyway, but yes, he did, and he does it again when they're in the interrogation. Look at his eyes when she's like, "It's all gonna work out." He's like, "All right, yeah, this is great." But this doesn't work out, folks. I'm telling you this. It doesn't work out.
And that's why it was perfect.
You tell Kim and Colleen, you're not going to do that. No, we're not going to do this. And then they bring in Veronica and they're out. And they're like, this is what you need to do. They don't have anyone either. And you would think Veronica would be like, and then Veronica says.
She did it.
But Veronica goes, things don't always, she looks at Nerese. She goes,
this doesn't go out.
Things
doesn't work.
Things don't always work the way that you want them to. And she's laughing. And you can see Nellie like look over like, what the? And right away, I'm like, oh boy, she's walking right back in that house and going, this is what they want me to do, and I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, she's a good strategist.
And then they threw us all for a loop.
Oh my gosh, it was so good. What was great also.
Keep going.
Team Olivia.
Keep going. I knew you were going to go with this too.
Oh, she looked so pretty in that white top too.
With
her ponytail, and they list who's going in for deliberation. And we got Jay immediately in an interview like, they hooked up last night, and now she's an elimination.
Savage, he calls him.
And then bananas.
I've done some diabolical things in this game, but I've never done anything like this.
I could not believe he fell for it. I could not. And she played it so cool. She's like,
it's a game. Yeah.
It's a game, I guess.
I thought you knew someone.
Yeah.
Devin was in on too.
She played it perfect.
Devin was like, that's kind of messed up too, didn't he?
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was maybe he said something about Nellie's intellect in regards to that with Olivia.
No, Jordan. Jordan. Well, that was like Jordan said later. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Olivia played it perfect. She didn't get too mad, and she didn't act like not face. She acted kind of right there in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
It was chef's kiss. It was good.
Yeah.
I'm just getting frustrated because like
I know you're getting frustrated now because you're like you're thinking two like conversations ahead right now, but keep going with this. Yeah, this gonna be fun to play out.
So we go through and we've kind of talked about how the deliberations go.
Yeah.
So we'll move on from that. What I did like though, when Annalise and Tommy were talking to Nellie and Nerys, they're like, so where do you see things going? You know, like where do we stand? And Nellie goes, good luck tonight.
Yeah.
I thought
that, and I thought that was
I thought that was also classy too.
Sure.
That like they knew they were going in.
Yeah. You ripped off the Band-Aid.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't have to give an excuse. I thought that was a good way to do it. And I think
you screwed up. Here's your chance to, fix it or,
go out there and prove your worth. Yeah, that's it. If your word isn't any good anymore, go out and prove that your ability is good, is worth. So, yeah.
So we get down to the zone. Voted down, no surprise, are Annalise and Tommy.
I didn't like Nellie's speech. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was a little scolding.
Go back on your word, and Nellie's gone back on his word on things before. Come on, like I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh yeah, and season this he did that, but I'm like, Nellie, you're really giving the lecture about.
It was a little lectury.
Yeah. You go
like they know
these rookies went back on their word, and it's one thing I can't respect is when you don't, when you go against your word. Like that's too much.
But let's keep in mind this man has not had a lot of practice when it comes to giving these speeches because of his loss record.
You're right.
Now it goes to pulling the knives. First, Veronica and Darrell go.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing on the knife,
and
I'm so upset. I'm like, oh God, they're gonna go in. They're gonna go in.
He knows how to work the television too. When he gives his one-on-one, he's like, I'm feeling nothing from the challenge gods. All my history, I know I feel that, and he's like, TV. And he's just like, I just got to pick one. Yeah, he does. He knows how to do it.
He's so good. His interviews are fantastic. Love Darrell. Darrell is fabulous TV. Then next go Horacio and Olivia, and they pull the safe.
Yeah, right.
Which is exactly what was planned.
Exactly, and that never
and I did
goes
not
that
think
way.
This. I was thinking if it wasn't going to be, I was thinking, Kim and Colleen were going to pull the safe, and then they were going to save the other rookie pair. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
making Veronica and Darrell go in.
Yeah, and I was thinking Veronica and Darrell were going to pull in, and then they were going to throw in Horacio and Olivia, and then you're going to cut to, we're not falling for this. We knew the entire time. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
that's what I thought.
Yeah.
But
Veronica's not
there
stupid.
was a swerve that we didn't know about.
And then they're like, ooh, earlier today.
Yeah.
And you see Veronica talking to them, and I'm like, aha. So now it's Colleen and Kim versus Annalise and Tommy. And it's kind of like, okay, I really don't, whoever wins this one.
Yeah.
it's whatever. Saw the most of their personality that I've seen, especially Kim.
Yeah.
Kim, I like now. And Olivia, or I'm sorry, not Olivia. And Colleen seems sweet. I'm okay with them now. Olivia's like, I like the view, or I'm sorry, not Olivia. Colleen is like, I like the view better from up there. Sure. And Kim says something along the lines of,
like visiting your grandma on a Sunday.
It's like visiting your grandma on a Sunday. You don't want to do this, but you have to do this.
Sure. Yeah.
And TJ was like so into it.
Like whatever that means, I'm in, like the German translation probably sounds better, but he just laughs.
It was so cute.
And, sure, if you like him, you can like him for another week. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Flipping waist is what it's called. The women are on these, I don't know, some sort of plank-ish thing.
Yeah, that's a good call.
In a mud pit that's connected to a rope. The men pull the rope to hold the women up. Then they're in front of a puzzle. They have to solve the puzzle. Seems easy enough.
Sure. Maybe 10 things I got to spin around. Other than that,
Right. And
Let's
it
not
didn't look
spend
like
too much
too
time
difficult
on
of
this.
a...
This is really, really poor. I can't believe they wasted this much television footage on this.
Yes.
Like they couldn't have anything more than to watch him struggle to do this over and
It was
Tommy do it
painful.
over and over.
It was painful.
I'd rather watch him dance at the nightclub more
yes.
than this on this.
Well, of course, we'd
4
rather
by
see
4
joy than sorrow.
This 4x4. That's not sorrow. That's disgusting effort or whatever else. He can't pull someone up.
Yeah,
Even
it was
Kim
weird.
was just like, I mean, yeah, he's like, I'm looking over. Johnny says it too. He goes, it's bad when they're like, hey, put her down and clean your shoes off. He's like, this is all I have to do. I have to sit there. Like, that's it.
Yeah, Kim was like, this is it.
Yeah.
I don't have to dance. I don't have to turn around.
Nothing against him. I mean, he's very athletic. To be out there and dance like you can and do whatever on Broadway stage, you have to be athletic.
He did a back handspring in one of the dance scenes.
Yeah, but he sells it like, oh, I'll be back next year, and or next season I'm going to do this and that. And we are competitors. Like, you are not competitors. You tell me one thing they did that ever once you're like, oh my goodness, they surprised me as competitors. Evan, that they let you down in everything this season.
Yes,
he should not be back. I'm sorry, Tommy. You are very entertaining. You're great. People love you. Jordan went on and said, like, I love you. I hope you come back.
Right.
I don't, Jordan. I do not co-sign that. Again, I like Tommy on Big Brother. I like him on the show. He seems like a wonderful hang, a great guy. I don't want to see him as a competitor anymore. Annalise, she should be. She's a competitor, but she had the wrong teammate.
Right.
He couldn't lift her. She could have probably lifted him.
Now I concur. I did not see the strongest of competitors from him. Mm-hmm. He was very entertaining, fun to watch. Looked like obviously people loved him in the house. His morale was great.
He's a great guy.
We need somebody kind of like that on the show, though, just for entertainment purposes.
Then
they can stay for 4 episodes and go every time. That's fine. You know what I mean? But it can't be like Challenge USA, for example, where everyone for the most part was like super just gung-ho, and it made the show sort of boring.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
I agree with everything you are saying. Then don't give them an edit to fail about how we're bringing it this time. And they're one-on-one. Right. Don't make them look like, oh, you have no idea what you're in for. You don't even know what you're doing or whatever else. Don't give them that edit. I do agree with you, Sarah, that they bring something different. They bring that personality. They can, when you have people like Amber and Chauncey, sorry guys, you don't really have personality. They bring that side of it.
Yes.
But don't give them that edit of like, we're doing it this time, man. We know we're going in and we're going to show them all and we're going to prove it. And it's like, there's no way. Yeah. There's absolutely no way. Yeah. Don't give them that bad edit.
Yeah.
When you give them a great edit of the social game.
Yeah. I concur.
Yeah.
Because the reality of the situation is, the majority of the athletes, like a Bananas, like a Kyle, like I would even go with Tori, that are strong athletes and also very entertaining. There just aren't as many.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
No, yeah. I think you're looking for more like a 30-30-30. Like 33-33-33. Like it's the athletic, social. Charisma. Yeah. And I think that also kind of falls in the 6%. Like, and where's that producer's hat? Like, I know good television at the right time, but you still need that athletic portion of a lot that really weighs it out, that you're like, oh, they're going to be back. Like that person has to be back. Yeah.
Yes.
Olivia, you wear all 3 of those hats.
Yes. Yeah. Nerys is showing some good stuff too. I'm not mad at it.
Absolutely. Yeah. She's got shades of it. Absolutely. Yeah. But anyway, he could never get her to the thing, and Kim and Colleen win, and who knows if they're gonna? They're not even gonna. They don't. Again, one another Ted Lasso. They are a goldfish. Their memory is 10 seconds long or whatever else. They're gonna not. They're not gonna hold any grudges against anyone whatsoever, because it's hard to have a memory when you don't sleep at night. You just sleep with your eyes wide open, watching your roommate get hooked up with
busy.
Yeah. So,
I mean, there's no TV there.
Jeez. There is no TV there.
There's a bonfire gets in front of it.
There you go. Yeah.
All right. So you say who won the episode?
I said I would nominate her, and I knew I kind of felt like going into this, I would go with Nelly gets it. It's like a co-winner. The worst part about it is you want to give it to Nelly, but you do see the behind the scenes, and then on top of it, when you see the people that you really you respect in the game, you look up to, the people that give you the most entertainment, Devin, Jordan, Johnny, and they're
Mhm.
giving the respect to Nellie, and you're like, well, I was behind the scenes of this.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I kind of lie that they both win it. And I wouldn't be sad about that at all. But I think I'm just going to stick
With Olivia.
with Olivia. Yeah.
Originally, I was thinking Nelly.
Mm-hmm.
I was also thinking I wasn't going to give it to him, but I was also thinking honorable mention Kim.
Okay.
We saw him the most we've seen him. He won the elimination. He had a funny. He's so good in the challenge.
I think, I will give you that. I think, well, unless you have another one, maybe best line of the night with the grandma.
For sure.
Okay,
That's
the grandma. Okay,
we can give him best line.
Yeah,
but you know what? It's true, and you said it. You said that I was going to talk myself into it, and I
watched
did.
you do it. Yeah,
I did, and you just smiled and I knew it was happening as I was talking about it. But yeah, Olivia's freaking awesome, and she won this episode, and I'm excited to see more from her.
Yeah, and it could be the edit, could be like they talked their way through it or whatever else. I don't know, but because of it, I think she does get it. And I did want to give it a co-winner, but watching you talk your way through it too. No, because it's true. Because we watch it, we think alike, and at that time, as more and more you're saying things, I'm like, you know what, it's clear cut to me.
Yeah.
So
Olivia gets it,
and
she's the title. Oh, live in. Olivia's kind of in that.
Well, then the edge thing is they were up on top of the thing.
Oh, true.
And they sometimes like make references to like songs or from the 90s, like Aerosmith's "Living on the Edge." So, yeah,
touche. Who lost the episode? It's got to be Tommy.
It's Tommy. It really is, and even when again, I'm not coming across as a Tommy hater. I think he is a great guy.
Oh, for sure.
Really, I think he's entertaining. But even when Annalise's like, "Well, don't cry, don't make me cry," or when TJ at the end, he's like, "When a competitor cries, it means they really care." I'm like, he cries all the time. The over under him crying in an episode is always set at 1.5, meaning and he always bet the over.
I'm a feeler too, so I cry a lot.
Yeah, but still, I understand he cares, but he also maybe also cried out of embarrassment.
I think it was probably part of it, for
happens,
sure.
Yeah.
Humiliation, frustration.
We'll give you that, because embarrassment stuff, humiliation stuff.
Oh yeah, I like frustrated cry probably more than I sad cry.
There was a point,
There
was a point. I'm going to ask you this. He was struggling so much.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that there was going to be a time where they did the whole thing, Kim and Kylie win, and production comes out and tries to lift it, and they realized there was a snag in that thing.
Oh.
I really did. I was like, there's no way it can be this bad, that they're going to be like, everybody stays. You never know what's going to get, but there was not that they did it on purpose,
right.
But there was, there's just something
that does
happened.
make you, it does make you wonder. It does make you wonder that.
That's what I thought. I really did, because I'm like, there's just if
that did happen, well, that'll be on the socials and stuff all this week.
Yeah,
so
but I doubt it. But there's a time you're like, again, that's how long the edit was, and I don't think it needed to be that long.
Yeah,
where you're just like, there's got to be something more to this, that they're just keep showing him struggle over and over for this, and that poor girl in that mud water, and nothing she can do. So, yeah. Again, and yes,
I did feel for her
frustrated,
because it's just
sure.
There's nothing you can do, and she's just sitting there trying to encourage him, and that sucks. Cringeworthy moments.
That zone, whatever it's called, the entire thing with Tommy not being able to.
Also,
it's not the first time
Kim
he couldn't get it up for a girl.
Hey!
Oh, dang. Oh, that just happened. Okay.
I'm trying to decide if I'm offended about that.
Oh, come on. Don't be
so.
offended about that. It's funny.
Cringe could also be Kim awake while they're getting busy.
Oh,
that
yeah. The Love Shack moments were all right there. But yeah, definitely that. The eyes wide open when he said that. Yeah. Oh boy, that's a really good one.
Did you ever watch on the Chappelle show
the what?
The Mad Real World segment on the Chappelle show? There's something like that.
Oh yeah.
Where the person's awake when people are. It reminded me of that.
Yeah. His buddy comes into town or whatever else. Listen, actually, Kim wins it because that's a moment. All right. This was the zone was a good 3 to 4 minutes. That's not a moment.
Yeah.
That is prolonged just agony. All right.
True.
So
It was so uncomfortable.
yeah,
though.
I will say that cringeworthy was he kid with his eyes wide open. Yes, and it is the Chappelle show.
It's the Mad Real World.
Yeah, the Mad Real World. Yeah.
Oh, I love that segment. That segment is amazing. What would Corey do? Because Bananas is there, so we can't. What would Bananas do? What would Corey do?
Oh, this is such a good question. Oh man.
Well, I mean, he would have been so excited for Nelly. He would have been so excited for Nelly. Would he been strategizing with Nelly on who to put in? Would he been like, get Bananas?
Listen, Corey has gotten older, mature, but I think Corey would have talked to Nelly,
Mm-hmm.
and the plan would have slipped through the cracks. Corey would have told someone what's going on.
You know what? You're right. He would have told Tori
Yes,
because they're friends.
Yeah, and then Tori
Mhm.
would have told everybody,
Mhm.
only the
Tori
vets.
would have told
Yeah.
Jordan and Anissa.
Yes. Yeah. I think Corey
Ooh.
would have, and not in a bad way to like plot things. Now, when we say what would Bananas do, how would he have changed the
He would have
the
just been
dynamics
like,
of the game?
come on. You don't
Yeah.
think he'd really put her in. Come on.
Yeah, come on, guys, you know better. And then do you know something? You'd be like, maybe.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yep.
Yeah. That's what I think.
Ooh,
He
that
would
would
have
have
done.
been fun too. That would have been fun to watch.
Yeah.
We're just making up stories for what Corey
Sure,
would do
yeah.
there. Of course.
Poor guy sitting at home.
Also, honorable mention for Lost, the music. Last week's
Yeah.
music was just fantastic. This week's music was just kind of like, meh. So that's the episode. I do have some tea,
Okay.
and I've got it. I've organized it so we'll end on a high note, because when I end on a sad note, you don't like that.
No.
And it's not good anyway.
Mm-mm.
Okay. So I'm starting with something kind of messy because it's from our guy Fessy. Last week, I think it was Thursday, him and Mariah hung out together. They ended up doing a podcast together.
Okay.
They were out and about, and he made a tweet about like, I'm with her one day and now she's got me making TikToks in parking lots or in parking garages.
Okay.
I sent you this with like a puking emoji because I
Yeah.
was so upset. Okay. It's in regards to Tori, because Tori had said that he was a mistake. So the TikTok, it's like, when they call you a walking, living mistake, but you still pulled with ease. When they call you a walking, living mistake, but you still pulled with ease.
So,
Blech.
yeah. Basically, he's saying that
You said I'm a mistake, but it wasn't that hard to get you.
but are still pulled with ease is that I can still pull you.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
even worse.
I know.
Yeah, I don't love that, just considering that, I mean, obviously he watched the episode.
Mhm.
So he heard her say all of the stuff. And granted, there's obviously going to be feelings there. Like you hook up with somebody and then they like say on national television that you were a mistake and it was just out of spite. Yeah, there's got to be some feelings hurt there.
There's
It's embarrassing,
listen,
right?
There's
But I mean,
guys-
we're 30 years old. Do we really need to clap back at people?
No, there's no maturation with Fessy whatsoever. Like, he's not learning by anything what he says, and social media definitely doesn't know. There's no reason for that whatsoever in this day and age.
And
either.
someone who it was about their mental health. Like, it's just yucky. It's just yucky. No.
Yeah. That's exactly, that is a no. Like, I have nothing more. Yeah, a no. And anybody who like liked it or said something like, yeah, Fessy, that's a no too. Like, do not promote that. Do not encourage that type of stuff at all.
Now,
Ugh.
Nerese had said something similar, but it wasn't as yucky. So remember how her and Johnny were kind of messing around or kissing, whatever.
Yeah.
And then in his interview, he was like, oh, shoot, I forgot about Nerese.
Yeah.
She was all like, oh, he forgot about me? Well, I forgot about you too. And you went home and like flicked off the camera. I didn't think that was as bad. Because it didn't have the mental health portion.
I don't think it's as bad, and here's the reason why. Johnny is in his first challenge. Not like his first probably reality thing, wherever they pulled him from.
Else.
Do you know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
it's also the type of thing like, these things are not usually, those interviews are kind of like, what happens if you do go home? Let's talk about it. Like, they send them home. They don't really put them in there one-on-one usually afterwards or whatever else.
They do.
But I mean, even that, you're still going through that. Even if it's before, you're speculating or it's right after. You have all these emotions going through. You have this adrenaline going down, and they're like, and nothing to say to her, and like, oh yeah, I forgot about it. Now you can go,
touche.
Don't put that on there, and they go, too late now.
Right.
Like he's thinking about the things I could have done to stick around. Maybe I could have not done this in week 1 or episode 1, done whatever else. So he gets a pass. He really does. Yeah. So she doesn't think about him. Guess what? That's just for the reunion to iron out, and then they go, oh, we message each other. It all ironed out. We're fine now. And yeah, hey, and I'm really sorry I said I forgot about you. And she'll go, I'm really sorry I flicked out the camera. And he's like, yeah, we texted a long time ago. Sorry. And they'll go, okay, moving on. That's what will happen.
Touche.
Yeah.
Touche. Now, in regards to Fessy making that kind of apology, we'll see.
Yeah. he's the dude's never done anything wrong.
Also, something else I noticed this week, and no hate, do what you want. Lots of challenge people are posting their OnlyFans. And I don't think necessarily everyone's like posting quote unquote dirty pictures. It's just they use it as like a platform and then that people pay
to watch them talk about the episode. Maybe
sometimes.
It's basically
like Kayla has done that. She's been like, I'm going to talk live on my OnlyFans. Not Kayla, Amanda.
I can see this. It's almost like an Ask Me Anything instead of having a podcast.
Instead of just doing it on your Instagram for.
Yeah. Be like, I'm on an airport. I have a 15-minute delay instead of the Twitter. Instagram. Ask me anything.
So,
like you
it's
can
like
pay
a Patreon, but
I don't know who would pay for that. Not me, but okay.
So it's like I've seen Jordan post his, Tori
wouldn't pay for it.
Fessy,
nope. Absolutely not.
Yeah,
wouldn't even pay for a cameo from any of those guys.
Not a cameo.
Nope. Been a fan of the show forever. These guys all seem like great guys. Not gonna do it. All GGs.
I might pay for a
guys.
cameo.
No. I am paying. I will pay for one cameo in my life.
TJ Bananas.
Nope, not from this. Not from this show.
Sylvester Stallone.
No. But it's it'll be for my daughter. Yeah.
Oh,
for her birthday present.
Just tell me later.
Yep. Yeah, of course. Yeah. It's Dan Scott.
I just whispered a One Tree Hill
It's
person.
Dan Scott.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah. Hands on. Good job. You know me well. Yeah. Okay.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. What else do I have? Leroy and Cam posted this really cute photo with their son King, and they're all dressed in like matching Halloween jammies. It was cute. There were lots of also, other like Halloween costumes and stuff. A lot of people looked gorgeous. Alyssa, who was on Challenge USA, she was a UPS person, looked gorgeous. Maurice,
this is sexy UPS.
Of course, was gorgeous. I mean, all kinds of fun costumes. But Cam and Leroy and Baby King was my favorite. And then they also did one like actually in costume where it was like he was Freddy Krueger.
The baby was?
No, Leroy was. Oh. It's cute. Love them. I hope to see him back on our TV soon. Let's see here. Did you see the mom and daughter that dressed up as CT and TJ for Halloween?
Oh, yeah. That was good.
Oh, my God. It was so good.
Wait, no, I didn't see that. Wait, I saw that. Yeah, TJ, yeah.
And then she did the bananas backpack.
Yeah, that was really good.
Oh, it was so cute. And she did
fan.
like even the steps like CT. Oh, it was
good
so
job.
Good.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it. And lastly, TJ was inducted into the BMX Hall of Fame this last weekend.
Oh, that's right. I did hear him say on some podcasts that it was going to happen or whatever else. Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
He was dressed in a suit. Looked really nice. Congratulations to you, TJ.
Suit.
Wonderful.
Suit. He could wear a V-neck that's wrinkled off the floor. Anything. He could a garbage bag. He's going to look good no matter what. It's TJ.
It's true.
He wears stuff that the other things were like, oh, TJ, that's not your best. And that's like things like normally if he wasn't TJ, would be like, that guy is gorgeous. Like at his worst, it's still like a fantastic person off the street, random. So
yeah, that's the news. That's where we're at.
All right.
You have anything else for me?
No, not at all. That's it. It'll get better from here. I know they'll bounce back.
And IMDb is still giving us 10 episodes. It's not showing any more episodes at this point. So maybe it's going to be a shorter season. I don't predict that, but we'll see.
No way. This thing, where we're at, this is 4 now?
This was 4.
No way. No. You can book. Right now, the over-under is 11.5. And I wouldn't be surprised if they go to 14.
Yeah.
I not at all. So Cool, whatever. We'll make it work.
Well, follow us on Twitter, Final Alliance 1, Instagram, Final Alliance, on YouTube. We are Final Alliance Podcast. Please comment, subscribe. We love to hear what you have to say. And on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts, we are Final Alliance Podcast. See you next week.